Hello, welcome to the digital experience iteration release video. This iteration is ending on July 1st of 2021, which is today. And so we can just hop right into the things that are getting released. Barker, you want to start off, and I will do some screen sharing here. I'm not sharing my screen. I will do some screen sharing now.
Woo! There we go. So we released a new content type in Netlify CMS. All of our beautiful case studies are in there, and there's a ton of them. Look at them all. So you can go in and edit them. You can add a new one, and they are there. They take a little while to load. Oh, there you go. Woo! And yeah. We also added events in there. And so now you can build a event landing page in the CMS, and it's there. You'll see it, which is cool. There is handbook documentation for this, for the events also. And highly recommend you read that. If you do want to use that event landing page, right now it's only turned on for local development builds, but we can switch it on for production. So just reach out to us and we'll turn it on. And there's some extra notes about some things in there. Moving on, we launched a new Red Hat partner page design. And now all of our featured partners have this new Slippers landing page design, and all the content is stored in a data file. And our global partner marketing team is getting in there and editing the content using GitLab. Super cool. And we updated the DevOps lifecycle image on the solutions page. This one keeps popping up for some reason. If you scroll down, yeah, that little circle image, sometimes it pops up on the website and it's wrong. So updated it to the right version. And a little bit of my sprint was dealing, we had an incident 4969, some Slippers caching issues, but I think we got that handled. So over to Tyler.
Yeah, big push here was, that's the MR. For the GitLab 14 release, we updated the homepage hero section, super exciting, and then built out a landing page for it as well. We were able to do this super fast based on all the Slippers work that had already gone into a pre-existing page that I can't recall which one it was. But we were able to move really quickly on this, and it was great. And I also had a lot of time eaten up by our CDN issues as well. Other than that, the other thing I was able to get out the door, though, was we upgraded, well, we didn't, we had a community contribution to upgrade our middleman version to 4.4.0, which is awesome because that version adds support for Ruby 3. And before this change, we were on a specific commit hash in our dependencies, and we are now back on a semantic version, which just gives us a little bit easier tooling around dependency management stuff. So thanks again to community contributors. Really excited to bump that up. And next, I think it is Nathan.
Yeah, so the first one, Brandon used to do all the experiments. So there's a big learning curve how to set up experiments. I set one up. It's ready to go, but I'm going to wait because I'm off tomorrow. And then Monday's also a holiday. So I think I'm going to do it Tuesday just to make sure, because it's a pricing page. I don't want to mess around. So Tuesday we'll launch that. And then there's a couple issues that arose this week. Marketo forms over the site, they weren't submitting properly. So I found a problem in there, fixed it. There was another issue with the Teams page that was taken up. It's okay, you don't have to click through these. That was the footer was taken up half of the page that showed all of our faces on that team page. Then there was another one with the pricing mobile. Thanks, Jess. Jess found it and we were quickly to fix it, but the carousel was broken on mobile. And then we put in a new homepage banner. So right now it's Gartner. It's going to run until the 6th of July. And then the commit banner is going to go up on the 6th. What next do we have? Yeah, anchors for the FAQ, or sorry, this one. Yeah, this one's a bit tricky, so I'll try and walk you through it. So if you scroll down, and you choose, there's 3 filters. So change the event type or location type. And then if you were to reload that page, it adds the query params into the URL. So now you can filter before arriving on the page. So now you can hit a link on a different page, come here and have the filters already pre-selected, which is pretty sweet. This can also be used on different pages if we have drop downs that we want to apply later on. Thank you, Tyler. And then the next one is FAQ anchors. So this is a review app. And so if you click the one, if you scroll up a bit, and you click on the 400 CI/CD minutes per month, there's a 1 there. So now instead of opening up another page, it'll open up the FAQ header and it'll scroll to the appropriate section. There's a bug right now where you should be able to do it through a hash in the URL, which I'm going to fix. Right now it's not working, but I'm going to get that done hopefully today. And I think that's it for me. Javi, I think you're next.
I think I might be next.
Oh, sorry. I was going off memory. Jess is up.
Okay, it's the other J. So I worked on the designs for the homepage landing page that Tyler already showed, so we don't need to re-show them. And I'm also working on this install page, MVC2. It's kind of smaller iterations. There's a lot of things we could do on this page, so we're kind of breaking it out into MVCs. Just a couple small updates, changing the layout. So you've got that side menu. You can kind of scroll exactly where you need to be, calling out things that are popular or recommended, some other small things like that. Yeah, and then who's next? Tina?
That's me. I wrapped the usability testing sessions that I ran on the GitLab versus GitHub infographics. I posted a highlights reel and some key observations and recommendations for future improvements in the issue. Some of the observations are just validating some things that we just kind of notice, and is that users kind of don't understand the values that are being presented. So I anticipate that future iterations of this page, we're going to have to look at either how the scoring methodology is being used, or how we can kind of further explain what that is, and so on and so forth. So all of that is there in the issue. And the other item I worked on is I rescoped the solutions template to align with delivering specifically the public sector page for. So for MVC1, we're going to be focusing on just using existing blocks, which means removing the case studies section, which is different than the case studies that Barker was talking about at the top of this meeting. And we'll be leaving the contact section at the bottom as is. I coordinated with the public sector team and they are supportive of this iteration. Stephen, you're next.
Yeah, added the confetti elements to our Figma library, and there was an issue for that, and they're in there now, shareable. What else? The features design is complete for desktop. The mobile version is currently in work in progress, so there's the issue there. And we've linked the content issue, which is oh, did I skip one? Yeah, sorry. There's an issue open for a content audit and stuff for the features page. So that's assigned to myself and Bree. She's pretty snowed under right now, but the issue is at least open, and it's linked to our parent issue, which is the features page itself. Added a new type style as well to our library. So that's shareable too, because it was being used by Jess and Tina on some of the other cards and stuff like that. So it's a reusable component. So that's added in too. And it needs to be correctly named once we align with engineering, I believe. So there's still a bit, maybe some small tinkering to do on that. And next up is Javi.
I'm muted. Hello. We released a new navigation to the main site. This was a lot of work, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think you all can see what's happening. I don't know. I've looked at this for far too long that I'm just like, this is the thing that's live and it works. Oh, and then tabbing for people who have screen readers and for people who are visually impaired and whatnot. There's a lot of considerations that we put into it. So we're really excited to have this live and so people can go around and mess and play with it and whatnot. So, and this is our first iteration. So obviously with time, we'll nail down some of the details, both so in implementation, but also in the design itself. So we tinker out like bugs and also just what'll help drive some of our metrics. I also made a small change with the Safari home page. Essentially that navigation, the logo itself would be cut out in Safari. So that's fixed. I spent a lot of my rest of the remainder of the iteration just pretty much cleaning up a ton of slippers related stuff. The only thing that I'm going to show right here is something I found out about Storybook that's pretty neat, is that we can nest like types within each other. So that helps like create kind of like that sort of more uniform structure, so it's easier to consume. I should be pushing another commit that will update the titles for some of these, and also some of like deleting some of the extra files, because we have like multiple story files per component and we only really need one per each subdirectory. So a lot of like code deletion and making sure that our workflow stays efficient and our code stays as dry as possible. Change left hook to exclude deleted files with prettier. Before that wouldn't work. So when writing a commit and deleting a file, the pre-commit hook would yell at you for doing something that doesn't exist, and that doesn't do that anymore. Added a prettier ignore to yarn lock because we don't want the yarn lock file to be messed with by prettier. Consolidated slippers components into hierarchy that matches Figma. Essentially, this is kind of a code like developer experience change so that like it's easier to find the relevant story relative to the view component, because before they were nested in completely different locations. Now they're all, I believe they all should be now in the correct spot. So that'll help engineers with that. And then finally, change storybook structure to, oh, I added that. That's a total duplicate, my bad. But yeah, that's the last thing on the agenda for me. And I think I'm the last person, so yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Anyone else before I stop sharing and recording? Hearing none, I will go ahead and stop the recording. Thanks for being here with us. And we will see, and I'll see everyone in retro, and folks will see us there. So have a good one.